All right, Trevor. Today, we're after some serious redemption. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. The last video, we had a great time, right, Trevor?
Yep.
We got this thing running after it's sitting for 24 years. Let her rip. Oh man. She's a runner. Then we went for a test drive at the end of the night and we failed.
Yeah.
Our plans are foiled, son.
Why?
You have 5 neutrals. Well, long story short, I am a gigantic idiot, overlooked something relatively simple. So today we're gonna go ahead, chasing redemption, and we're gonna see if we can actually get that elusive test drive. But before we do that, we got a few things to square away on the car because we want to make this test drive just a little bit less sketchy than what we were headed for last night.
Thank you.
Well, I still think tonight's will be a little sketchy,
Okay.
but a little less sketchy, all right?
Okay.
All right, guys, so hang tight, and we're going to get into it right now. Whenever you're ready, man. We got all day. You good? You good? Get it out of your system yet? All right, let's get it together. We got to, at some point tonight, have all 4 of your wheels off the car, okay?
Okay.
Now, before we jack the car up and take the wheels off, there's one thing you need to do.
What?
Loosen the lug nuts, because when the car's in the air, the wheel's just going to spin, okay? There you go. It's hard to pull it or lift up. It's a lot easier to push down, okay?
Okay.
Good job. All right, there you go. Good job. All 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do the other side. Okay, sir. Do you remember how I showed you on how to jack a car up?
Yes.
We need to jack the rear up and get the rear wheels off. So
It needs to be lowered somehow.
you twist this handle and it goes down. Right there.
Right on the thing?
Yep, just right there. Now, before you start pumping, we want to be sure we have a block under the front tires. Front tires. Do we have a block under the front?
Yeah, I remember seeing it up there when I was
We
doing
do. Okay, now pump. If we didn't have a block, it would roll. All right, right there. Stop. Now, take a peek where I put that jack stand and make the other side match. It's right back here on the front. Slowly lower your jack down. Okay, twist the other way. And then tighten it. And we leave that under there for insurance. And we're not high enough. Pump her back up, and I'll raise the jack stands. Okay. There we go. We're good. Zip off the lug nuts for both rear wheels, please. And we're going to take those wheels off. See, if we didn't loosen the lug nuts before we jacked the car up, it would be pretty hard to break those loose because it just spins.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now, you can set the gun down and stand up.
That gun?
That's an impact gun, is what that's called. Now see if you can get that wheel off. Nice. All right. Other side. Hey, whoa. 1, that's not the other side. 2, that wheel's not up off the ground either.
Oh.
Rear axle, other side. We'll do the fronts after we do the back.
Okay.
We gotta do the back first. because I only have 2 jack stands that are free, because unfortunately I have one car that's on jack stands and a boat that's on jack stands, and I don't have enough jack stands.
Oh.
So it's either I don't have enough jack stands or I have too many projects on jack stands.
Yep.
Yep, just set them there so we don't lose them. Yeah, this one's stuck on there. I think it's going to require some brute force, my friend. Here, watch out. We're going to have to kick it or hit it with a hammer.
I have still time.
Yes, well, no, you have to hit it right here. Not budging. We need a hammer.
Bam.
All right, Trevor. I couldn't find my big hammer.
Okay.
Hold on. Before we hit it, I just want to be sure that when you're all done in the Chevelles in the exact vision you imagine, these aren't the wheels you're going to have on it, is it?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Have at it then. Hit. Try the hit right here. No, so you're going to want to swing like this. You're just going to want to swing like that and try to hit right on the edge of the wheel. If you hit the tire, it's just going to bounce and not do anything. So you want to hit it on the wheel.
Okay.
Okay, and it doesn't take huge swings. We're just trying to shock it off. A little more. Keep going. Keep going. Keep hitting it. Come on. There you go. Come on. Give her some good whacks. We're not keeping these wheels. Hit it a little harder, man. Hit it like you're pissed at it. There you go, because you're going to be still stuck.
I don't know.
Yep. All right, let me see. Watch out. This is great on the wheel bearings. Nope, it's not. Knocking all the rust off your car.
Oh.
There we go. Whew.
There's a big spider. Huge. Oh, that thing's huge.
Spider?
Really big one.
Where?
You see it?
No.
Right there. Black thing on the wheel.
That is a big spider. Is it alive?
Yes, it was crawling all around.
Looks pretty dead to me.
That was a huge spider.
Yeah. Let's grab some compressed air and we can blow all that stuff out, okay?
Okay.
What is that? 3, 2, 1.
Go.
We're already filming. Bad. Ooh. Okay, Trevor.
Yeah.
You already know because we talked about it a little bit. The people at home might have a suspicion what we're doing, but we're going to bleed the brakes today, aren't we?
Yeah.
So before I really get into explaining to you how brakes work, I want you to feel these brakes, and then I'll probably have you jump into my truck and you can compare and see how these ones are bad.
These are the brakes, right?
That is the brake pedal there. Now go ahead and push that brake pedal and see what it feels like. Push as hard as you can. Now see how it just kind of is squishy and goes to the floor, and see how it kind of stayed?
Yeah.
That's not good. You can hook your foot underneath of it and kind of pull it back up. It's easier on the side. If not, reach down.
No,
Pull it all the way up. Okay. Now push it again. Push it again. See, it should return all the way to the top without having to be lifted up, and it should not move that much without it going to the floor. So that gives me a good indication that we have air in the lines, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's go ahead and I'm going to have you jump into my truck, and that way you can feel what brakes should feel like.
Okay.
All right, man, go ahead and smash that one.
tighter.
Yeah, it's a lot tighter, huh?
Yeah.
Quite the difference. And I already pumped that to get the vacuum out of it because this one does have power brakes. So that way it should, this is what your car should feel like normally.
Oh.
See the big difference?
Yeah.
Yeah. So by bleeding the brakes, we're hoping to get rid of that, okay? Let's go over to your car and I'm going to give you a quick crash course on brakes.
Oh.
You ready for your crash course? Brakes 101, Trevor?
Yes.
Okay, so when you push the pedal inside the car, that pushes a rod, which pushes a piston inside this, which is called a master cylinder, okay?
Right.
Now, have you learned in school yet that fluids do not compress?
I don't think so.
Okay, so fluids like water, or in this case a hydraulic oil, they don't compress. So the way brakes work is when you have that master cylinder, we have hydraulic oil in it. When you push your pedal, it pushes that fluid. That fluid goes through lines and hoses to each wheel of your car, and there's another cylinder with pistons in it called a wheel cylinder, because you have drum brakes on this car. They push outward and they push brake pads up against the drums, which stop the car. So it's kind of like the reverse of your bike. You know when you squeeze the lever on the bike, that it squeezes on the wheel? This pushes out, and rather than using a cable with a lever, this uses hydraulic fluid, okay?
Yep.
So when I say bleed the brakes, that means that we probably have air inside the brakes, and air is compressible, so we need to get that air out, only have hydraulic fluid, so that way we can have a good pedal like my truck, okay?
Okay.
So the next thing we need to do is I'm gonna get this cap off, and then I'm gonna get you in the car, and I'm gonna teach you how to do the manual brake bleed, because you're not getting the easy way out. I'm not gonna use my good pressure bleeder today. You're gonna learn how to pump, lift, pump, all right?
Okay.
All right, because I couldn't show you, Trevor, because we had the lid on. You can see our brake master cylinder. It has fluid in it, okay?
Yeah.
So that's good. We want to make sure that's full the entire time. Let's go walk around to the other wheel, which it's hard to see because you have your drum, but I'll show you anyways. This is your drum, and inside there is the shoes that squeeze on this inside and slow it down. It's really hard to see, but way back here on the back side where my finger is, that's a nipple for your wheel cylinder where we're going to go ahead and bleed it. Do you want to go ahead and take a peek in there where my finger's pointing so you can see that bleeder? So we call that a bleeder nipple. You're going to have to get all the way in there. Get your head in there. More, it's down here.
I see it.
See it?
Yeah.
So there's one on each wheel. So that's why we jacked the car up and took the wheels off. I'm going to go ahead and loosen that while you're working the brake pedal. And we're just going to use the brake pedal to push all the air out of the car.
Okay.
And hopefully we can get these brakes to come around. If they don't, that means we have to rebuild some stuff. Let's go ahead and get our tools, our stuff for our bleeder, get you set up in the car, and we're going to start pumping away.
Okay.
All right, Trevor, to bleed the brakes, you're going to push the brake pedal down and hold it down, and then I'm going to take that bleeder and I'm going to crack it open, and that's going to push fluid out and hopefully air out through the line into a bucket that I have. Then I'm going to close the bleeder. Then you're going to lift the brake pedal back up. The brake pedal should come up by itself, but since these are so bad, it's probably not, and you're going to have to lift it back up, okay? Once you lift it back up, you're going to have to pump the brake pedal and push and hold it back down again, and then I open it up.
Wait, it's like down, up, down.
Yeah. Now, when I open the bleeder, the brake pedal is going to move to the floor every single time, and that's you pushing fluid through the brakes, okay? So I'm going to tell you to pump it, and you're going to pump it, and then you're going to tell me it's down. So I'm going to say pump it, and then you're going to pump the brake pedal, then you're going to say down because you're holding pressure down. Then I'll open the bleeder, and then the pedal's going to move. And then I'll close the bleeder, and I'll tell you closed. Once you hear closed, you can lift up or pull up on the brake pedal, pump it again, and you tell me when it's down. Okay, so it takes a bit of coordination and hollering back and forth, and we have to go through and do that on each wheel. And as we do this, the pedal should get firmer and firmer and firmer like my truck. If it doesn't, well, then we have bigger issues. All right, so our reservoir is full. I got the tools. I need to see if hopefully we can get these bleeders cracked open, and we'll start bleeding. All right. Okay, go ahead and pump it. Holding down.
It's down.
Tell me when it stops moving to the floor.
It stopped.
Okay, and I'll lift it up and pump it.
Down.
Tell me when it stops.
It stopped.
Okay, lift it up and pump it.
Down.
There we go. Closed.
Down.
Closed. You're getting lots of air, which is good.
Down.
Closed. How's the pedal? Let me see. Push. Do you have to keep lifting it up? Yeah, it's not coming up yet.
Yeah.
I gotta check the fluid. When you bleed brakes like this, Trevor, you start from the wheel that's furthest away from the master cylinder, and then you work yourself closer to the master cylinder. So this one takes the longest to bleed. The other ones don't take as long.
Down.
Closed. Not getting much air. Let's do a few more. Closed. All right. We're not getting much more air out of that one. The pedal should feel better.
Now let's see. It's okay.
That's all right. We got a few more to do. Let me grab everything and move to the other side. Okay, pump it.
Down.
Ooh. Okay, closed. Ooh, yep, that's another good one. Closed.
Down.
Closed, all right.
Are you good?
Well, we need to put the rear wheels back onto the car and get it off of the jack stands. And then we need to go ahead and jack the front up, take the front wheels off, and do the same thing on the fronts.
Should I test the brakes?
Yeah, you can push the brake pedal. Better, but not fixed.
Yeah.
Okay, sir, let's go ahead and toss this wheel back on and then stick the lug nuts back on. Start them by hand, but before you do, grab one of the lug nuts. You see it's different on each side. One side has a taper and the other doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
The taper fits into the taper on the wheel. So you don't want to install them like this, you want to install them like that. Okay? So set the wheel on the car and then start all 5 of those by hand.
Can I
Huh?
Can
You can't lift it? You gotta get it on the lug studs. There's one. There you go. Push. There you go. Now just get these started by hand. There you go. Now we're starting them by hand so that way we don't cross thread them. If you use the gun, the impact gun, to drive them on without starting them by hand, it's very easy to cross thread them and then they get seized on there and it ruins the threads and it really just ruins your day. So we'll start them by hand and then they won't be cross threaded. All right, now send them on with this gun. I turned the power down on it so you can just run them all the way in, but do a different pattern. So run that one in. Okay, now drop down to this one. So you do like a star pattern. Yep. This one. This one right here. Yep. Lay into it. Okay, this one. Good. Awesome. Now let's do the other side. It's 5 o'clock and it's dark already.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, you got them all started?
Yeah.
So snug them with the gun and then go around and make them tighter, okay?
Okay.
All right, don't worry about that last one. I'll hit that one with a wrench by hand. I don't want to worry about cross-threading it or seizing it, okay?
All right.
So we need to get the jack stands out and get the front end up and the front wheels off.
Okay.
Ooh. Nice. All right. All right, make sure we got fluid. All right. Go ahead and pump it.
Down.
Closed.
Man, I just hate it when they cut off, you know, right, Patrick?
Down.
Closed.
Down.
Closed. Give me 2 more. Closed. All right, man. We got to go ahead and knock out the other side, and then we'll go ahead and slam the wheels back on. And
Should I see how good the brakes are now?
not yet, because we got to do the other side.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we're gonna get that knocked out, then get the wheels on, and we'll see if we can get this thing on the road.
Okay.
All right. Keep going. Keep going. All right. Now try getting off the jack stands. There you go. All right. Lower it down slowly, as slow as you can. Good job. Nice. Anytime you take the wheels off a car, even though we put them on with a gun, you grab a ratchet or a bar, or should be a torque wrench. You make sure all the lug bolts or lug nuts are tight. I'm going to go through and do it for us so that way we know they're good. In the meantime, can you grab the other jack and put it in with the rest of the stuff?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you.
Are you gonna fess up?
Fess up.
Yeah, fess up.
All right, guys. I guess he's going to hold me to it. And I am the reason why we missed the opportunity on our test drive last time. And it's really because I did not listen to my own advice. So, yeah. So, before we get into it, I think there's a clip that we should probably jump to that, you know, is kind of important.
Yeah.
There we go. And this one's pretty full. On the transmission, you have to check when the car's actually running to get the proper fluid level, but we just need to make sure there was some fluid in there. So, you can see, I did not take my own advice. We never checked the ATF with the engine running. After we failed on that test drive that night and called it off, it was bothering me when I was laying in bed. It bothered me for the entire day the next day. As soon as Trevor got home, we came out here off camera. We fired the car back up. I checked the ATF. Lo and behold, it was not even on the dipstick. I thought it was weird that it didn't try to engage in any gear at all. It wasn't howling or grinding. The pump was quiet, but I guess it's quiet when there's no fluid in there. So I had 1 quart left laying around the house. We stuffed that in there, and the car had a real soft engagement, but it had some engagement. So we just stopped there. We have more ATF now. So we're going to go ahead and get our fuel tank reinstalled and get the engine fired back up, get the ATF set. We don't have any electrical. The fuse box in this car is smoked and corroded, so I need to try the hot wire a headlight because clearly it's dark. We've got some additives we've got to put in the engine, and then we should be off on a test drive. All right, Trev?
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it. Okay, Trevor, before we fire it up, we need to go ahead and put in the ZDDP zinc additive. That's because current oils don't have this. They used to make it in the oils, but the EPA made the manufacturers take it out. And it's really important for your engine because you have a hydraulic flat-tapped lifter and that metal on metal wear. So go ahead and pull the oil cap off, and we'll pour this entire bottle in, okay?
Okay.
And we're going to have to do this on every oil change on this car unless we buy oil that is specific that already has this in it. But it's a cheap insurance for to prevent any camshaft wear. And that is really on there.
You get it?
Yep, got it. Pour the whole bottle in, sir. All right. And your next concoction here is, in the short time we've ran your car, you've developed a pretty decent oil leak. So coming from the rear main seal, that is going to make the seals swell up, which is not good, but it should temporarily fix the oil leak until we can get that rear main seal replaced.
How much?
The whole thing, man. So we're doing the wrong thing right now. That's a Band-Aid fix. Where did I put my towel? Ha! In my pocket. So we'll get these in there, and then we should go ahead and we'll get her fired up and get that transmission fluid topped off.
Okay.
Yeah. like we should have the first time. All right, we're gonna go ahead and fire it up so that way we can get the transmission fluid checked this time. Give it like 3 pumps and then crank the key and it should fire, and then let off the key once it starts the fire. And hopefully it fires up and runs and idles nice. If not, we'll try starting it again, okay?
Okay. It's motor time.
I love it. All right, pump it 3 more times.
So pump it before I turn it on?
Yes. Okay, now crank it. Pump it.
What?
Pump it while it's cranking.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Now crank. Pump it. Pump it.
2, 3.
Okay, there you go. Woo! That's a nice cold start, man.
Thank you.
This thing just fires up and idles nice.
Huh. How's it looking?
Almost, getting closer.
Good.
Get this to idle down some. All right, Trevor, the last order of business. Earlier today, I looked at your fuse block because you have no electrical on the inside of the car. It's smoked. The terminals that hold the fuses are rusted off the wiring. There's no easy fix on that right now. We need a headlight. I'm gonna hot wire a headlight to the battery, and that's gonna be our light for our test drive tonight. All right? So I'm just gonna go ahead, and I have like a male spade connector, and I'm just gonna shove this into the headlight connector here. Let me pull this out. You can see right here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go ahead and stick it right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then plug the headlight back in. And then we're going to connect this wire to the positive battery terminal. And look.
Wow, look at that.
Headlight.
Look at that.
All right.
Yep.
So let me get, and I'm just going to use, this is about as, oh, what a bonus.
What?
Not only did I get you a headlight, sir. Oh, we have 2 headlights.
Look at that.
That is the absolute wrong way to set up some headlights.
Yep.
So, you know what we need to do next? Speaking of the wrong way,
What?
you should probably install your fuel tank.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
So,
Am I holding it again?
you are holding it again.
Okay.
Actually, I'll have you crawl in, then I'll hand you the fuel tank, all right? So,
Okay.
we got lights. We're going to be underway here in a second. Drop our hood. Killed my lights.
It did? We might have just lost our lights, guys. What happened?
I slammed the hood and my headlight shut off.
Oh.
All right, sir.
Looks like you got a good view, but it's gonna be fun to watch.
All right. We're going to see how your brakes are.
How my steering is?
We got reverse.
We got reverse.
We got brakes.
How are the brakes working?
Good enough for a test drive, my friend.
Let's do this then.
All right, I know it's not dark. We're
Yeah.
doing our test drive,
Yep.
but I think we failed on reducing the sketchiness level of the last test drive. It was terrible. We did go on a first test drive. It was dark. The exhaust was leaking up into the car. There was so much humidity and moisture. The windshield was covered. We didn't clean the car. We couldn't see. We only ended up going maybe, what, half of a block, Trevor?
Yeah.
So we called it and came back home. We did finally go through and wash the car, so it's all cleaned up. We can see out the glass now, and we are out driving her. She runs pretty good, huh?
Yep.
The first test drive, the footage didn't come out that great, but the audio was fantastic. Trevor and I had an absolutely amazing time on that test drive. So we're gonna throw that footage in here at the end of this video once I get it restarted, because it just died. Ooh. Because it was so sketchy on the last test drive, we decided to hold off. We took the car home. We ended up washing it and scrubbing it down, which is going to be the next video. After this one, we'll show you guys. But in between then, I think from moving the car around, hosing the car down, well, she's got a little bit of a misfire now, Trevor.
Yeah.
And she didn't have that on our first test drive. She actually ran real strong. It's getting worse. It's not running good, man. But it's a nice sunny day, which is rare to come by in the Pacific Northwest this time of year. What do you think?
It's nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is your car good enough? You don't want to do anything to it? Just leave it the way it is?
No.
No?
You
Why
gotta
not?
fix it.
Oh, why? What do we have to fix?
The whole car.
All right, we got to run. See, it runs good.
Yep.
I am very surprised with how torquey this is. I don't know what rear gear it has. Absolutely know it has an open diff. But for a 2-barrel, this thing being untouched, even right now with a little bit of a miss, it runs pretty good.
Yeah.
The drum brakes, they leave a lot to be desired. Just a little bit of pedal pressure, lock them up, and our back seat. And we lost the engine again. You remember when we pulled your spark plugs out and cleaned them when we first got it running and they were completely black, Trevor?
Yeah.
That's because they were too fouled out. Well, we cleaned them and the car ran pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's getting worse and worse the more we drive it. I'm thinking that those spark plugs, they're starting to foul out again. That means we're gonna have to dive back into the ignition system and the carburetor, see if this thing's running too rich, give the ignition system a little bit of a makeover, a true tune-up, and we'll get this thing running so it's nice, good, and reliable, all right?
All right.
All right, guys, like we mentioned, we already did a real quick initial test drive, so we're gonna go ahead and put that footage in right now. You guys can watch our first test drive. It was short, but it was sweet. We had a lot of laughs, good memories. It was a good time. So we're gonna hit that now, and we'll see you on the next video.
Bye. It's time.
It's time to go.
It's motor time.
All right, first test drive, sitting for 24 years. She's cruising. Woo! Woo! runs pretty good.
Yeah.
We got, ooh, locked them up. Got some good brakes. Oh. Woo. Be careful here. We don't get away from ourselves.
Yeah, we really don't.
I'm just peeking out my little window here.
I'm peeking out my big window.
I'm gonna clean the windshield just a little bit.
Finally. So, after all my negotiating and trying to clean the window myself, he finally realizes that now he needs to clean the windshield so that he can see and not crash. Well,
that didn't make it much better. All right. Well, sir,
the car works.
you have yourself a muscle car.
Yeah, with quite the skin on it.
Yeah, it needs a little work. I mean, I'm sitting on the seat frame, but it runs. Oh,
It
glorious!
makes sound. It makes sound.
It just let them rip.
Yeah.
Oh, that was glorious.
Yeah.
Except I can't see anything because we're fogging up on the inside. Well, Trevor, I think she runs, but I think we should probably
Head back.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy out here tonight.
Yeah.
We can't see much. We're fogging up.
Yeah.
So I think we should probably turn around and, you know, maybe we can continue this test ride on a sunny day.
Yeah.
A little safer. But we know that it runs and it drives. We kind of have some brakes. It lights them up pretty good, but it's got really old hard tires.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
We got a lot more work to do making a good running car though, okay?
Yep.
All right. Well, with that, guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. I think on the next one, we're finally, at this point, Trevor, right? We're finally going to go ahead and wash this car down and get this patina washed off.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Trevor, outro's on you.
Well, hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them in the comment section.
Appreciate it for watching, guys.
That was good.
I just can't see anything, otherwise we'd drive it more. I forgot you're holding the fuel tank. Sorry about that.
It's fine. As long as it doesn't spill.
Here, well, this will get Mom's attention. Do we have a horn? Hop out and record that back tire. Going?
Yep.
The weirdest sounding burnout I ever heard.
Oh.
I watched your video. What is that, like 25-year-old tire smoke?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
24.